This is actually the first year of Halloween where I'm doing something for myself. I'm making Winx Club outfits for me and all of my friends. I'm gonna see how many Winx Club outfits I can make in one day, just because they're all the same silhouette basically, so I just feel like it'll be really easy to knock them out, and we're all kind of similar sizing. Did not put this off. I've been planning this for a month, and the reason why I never do any Halloween stuff for myself is because I'm so booked, thankfully, with a bunch of commissions. 31st comes around, I'm ready to die, because Halloween's like a national holiday in LA. This year it did fall on a Thursday, so it's 2 weekends. It actually started on Halloween in freaking August, so I've been doing Halloween for almost 3 months now, and I'm pretty much ready for it to be done. So we're gonna end it with a bang and do Winx Club. We're gonna start with Stella's costume, and that's gonna be my friend Jasmine. I don't have a pattern for anything, so since it's again like a stretch fabric, I like to drape everything on the dress form and just cut out the silhouette that I need. This neon orange knit was also stressing me out a bit because I was wondering if it was too bright to even just be the lining. This was actually left over from a Dragon Ball Z costume I did a couple years ago, but I figured I might as well just use it since I had it. These are Stella wings. Look how beautiful these are. My friends made these for me. I was a little afraid that the back would not hold it up. It's pretty lightweight. Once I had the top cut out, it was on to making the hot pants. I've been trying to perfect these pattern because it's so hard to make something super short without it being exposing, but also have it very form-fitting to the leg. You know what I'm talking about, like when it's so short that it starts gaping at the thigh because it's not curved in enough. Thankfully, I had enough of this orange fabric. Like for some reason, I had so much of this orange fabric that I was able to make a sample of it and kind of test it out. And because I was using a stretch fabric, I ended up not even putting the darts in, so I had to make adjustments for that. The first prototype did end up being tossed out. Well, but once I got the shorts to look how I wanted them to, I took the lining pieces and I used that as the pattern pieces on the rhinestone fabric. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to use a different scissor for this so you don't mess up your fabric scissor because you're essentially cutting metal. Got all the pieces cut out, but now I've got to iron all the edges and peel off the rhinestones one by one. You guys were hating on me last time I skipped that step, but that's because I was being lazy. I'm gonna try to not be lazy this time. This part was just so miserable for me because I'm pretty sure I was doing it wrong for the first half of it because I was too afraid to burn the fabric, burn something. I wasn't letting the iron sit on top of the rhinestone long enough for it to actually heat it up, because what you want to do is reheat the glue up so that it essentially melts off of the fabric, because then once it's heated up enough, you're able to wipe it off, but it does cool back down pretty fast. So you have to keep putting the iron back onto the fabric so it can reheat it back up. It's a tedious process because you have to do this for all of your seam allowance. I was actually so insane thinking I can do all the Winx costumes in one day. If I was just doing it out of plain stretch fabric, I think I would have finished a lot faster. I spent so much time just ripping the rhinestones off the mesh. 6 hours just to remove the rhinestones from the seam allowance. Like, this is how much rhinestones I ended up getting out of it. And this is only when I started decided that I should save it. This thing would have been filled. But then in the middle of the night, at like 4 a.m., I started getting a little chaotic because I was getting really stressed out that I might not get this finished. So I started Flora's. This is Flora's lining. This is the pile of all of Flora's stuff. And Musa started draping her thing on this side. This is where Stella's kind of finished. And now I just have to finish the shorts. The shorts are lined, fully lined, so we're gonna finish this. Halloween's still not till tomorrow, and I saw freaking Cat's Eye did Winx Club. They look so good. I've been planning this since July. But despite that, I didn't start any earlier on this costume. It's like 2 days now away from Halloween, and I think I start losing it every time I have to start hand sewing because it feels like I'm going so slow. I'm hand sewing the lining to the rhinestone mesh. I just want to make sure everything lays correctly because it's really slippery, the two fabrics, so I do have to do some hand basting. I'm finally done with Stella's costume after a day and a half, and then I moved on to Flora's costume. The skirt was the easiest part to make because I just used my A-line skirt pattern. I curved out the front split so that it looked more like a petal. Then I had to hand sew the top layer of the skirt, which was all rhinestone. We're now 24 hours away from it being Halloween, and I'm pattern making the top of Flora's costume because I didn't have anything that would have worked because it's just such a specific silhouette. There's probably a faster way to do this, but I actually find pattern making by hand so soothing because you can't rush it. After I finished making the pattern, I cut out all my rhinestone pieces. For some reason, I was really determined to just make everybody sparkly. The large rhinestone pieces are also supposed to be heat pressed, so I used the iron to bind the rhinestones to the actual fabric. And shockingly, I was able to sew straight through it. Needle just got a little sticky from the glue. I wonder if this is what Sabrina Carpenter's costumes are made out of. It's 3 p.m. I still have so much time to do my costume and finish this floral costume. Why did I think I could do rhinestone Winx Club outfits by myself, but it's like coming together. I'm actually really proud of myself. Like, this looks insane. Just don't look at it too closely. During this whole project, I started Gossip Girl. I'm on episode 12, season 1, so however long that is. The whole back of the corset still has to be done. I've finished the outer shell, as you guys saw, so now I'm going to sew the lining pieces for the corset and put inside the boning. It just burns my fabric. I think it's going to be fine. I'm going to still make this work somehow. It's because I was ironing rhinestone and then I switched to this polyester fabric. Literally, you can see the fabric right here. I'm clearly not winning because I also keep breaking so many sewing needles. I kid you not when I tell you guys I've been working on this for almost 48 hours. I mean, I've been sleeping about like 4 hours in between, but I haven't stopped, and it's to the point where even everything around me is exhausted and breaking down. Of course, with Flora's costume, there is this pink rhinestone piece that you guys see here that can't be sewn by machine at all. It just has to be completely hand sewn. At this point, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm starting to lose it because I've just been looking at rhinestones for 2 days straight, and I still haven't started my own costume, and it's Halloween day. This piece is chaotically laid out. Like, everything's just everywhere, and I'm just trying my best to finish. I even made Flora her sleeves last night, but this all had to be hand sewn. It's Halloween now, so I have no choice but to finish. For whatever reason, when it came to my own costume, it went by so much faster. Like, it only took me 4 hours to complete it fully. I wasn't overthinking at all when it came to myself because I knew exactly what I wanted. I personally love the micro skirt trends, but of course I need to have shorts underneath it because I want to be comfortable because I'll be running around. I was very much inspired by the Shoo Shoo Tong skirt because it's so flattering, the silhouette. I can't believe it, but I finished at 5 o'clock on Halloween day. I mean, I wasn't meeting up with everybody until 9 o'clock. These wings, though, were a freaking hazard. We just weren't aware of how wide they were.